So awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Well, I
important.
remember the trees.
I know. Somebody
I know,
else
right?
asked us this morning. I said,
Well, see, that's what we're known for now, right? We're known for our treats, and
it's Valentine's Day.
and it's Valentine's Day. We probably should have. However, I built you a Canvas course. So at that point in time, I feel like that's kind of a treat in itself, right?
Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry. I bought my wife and my girls flowers and made them little treats and stuff this morning. I feel like that I have totally fulfilled my obligation. That's right. That is right. That is right. Okay, so if you're in Canvas, you're gonna follow this link or write this link in, whichever one that you want to do. And what this will do is it'll take you to a page where our course is. And then it's going to ask you to join. If it doesn't ask you to join, it may automatically enroll you if you go here, which is what I'm hoping it's going to do. If not, there'll be a little button on the right-hand side that's going to say join the course. You just want to click on that button. Okay, enroll. There you go.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yep.
Assuming it was, but we have my cell phone.
Oh, you're two-step. Ah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I lost all of that.
No, you're fine. So if you go to this resource, I so love you right now. Look at you. There it is. Got it? So awesome. So awesome. Wherever you want to put it. Wherever you want to put it. Rita, you are awesome. You're so awesome. Thank you. Look at that. Treats all the way around. Didn't know you were getting treats today. That's courtesy of the library.
Thank you.
Somebody else had that.
That is
Somebody else had that. No. And this
Last
is right
week or
from
two
the
weeks ago.
NMU website.
Yeah, no, that's a weird error. It does that every once in a while, like it freaks out. And I don't know if that's a Chrome issue or if it's the student machine issue. There's nothing.
We just have, we haven't had that experience ever, and
And now you had it happen to you
at the same time.
at the same time. That's interesting. Yeah, it did it to me. It did that same thing to me the other day. Okay. If not, maybe log out, log back in. Maybe that'll correct it. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Sinead's gonna troubleshoot. This is why we have two people. We may have to come back. Okay. So we have recently incorporated a really, really great tool. It's called Art Video. It was designed and created by Instructure. So the same people that make Canvas made this tool. And what it does at the moment is allows you to import media. So a video or some type of medium like that into your course, which you can do that now. The great thing about what ARC does is it allows you to actually have embedded discussions within the content in which it is that you're uploading. So this video becomes interactive, right? Students can leave commentary in the videos. You as a professor can respond to that commentary inside of the video. All of these pieces and components kind of work together. Also, there's baked in analytics in the video. So as a professor, you can see who's watching your video, right? What students have watched it? What students have not watched it? Where they watched the video. Did they watch the first 30 seconds and then that's all that they watched? Did they watch the whole thing, right? If you have a student that is kind of struggling in your course, this gives you a window into what they're doing. Are they getting the content? Have they engaged at all in what it is that's going on in the classroom? Also, another great feature is this allows your students also to engage with video, right? So they have the ability to, much like we do now, create content, but this gives them the opportunity to have those same type of discussions that are baked into the video, which we'll go over in a little while, on the student aspect as well. So the students have the ability to upload video and media right into your course, which they currently don't have that option, right? You can do it, but your course is going to run out of space, and then nothing's going to work. And so we've always said, if you're going to have a student link or add content to a particular course, you want them to link it, right? You want to use YouTube. You want to do a couple of different things like that. This allows your students to actually record content and upload it directly into your course, right? And it doesn't take any space requirements, doesn't use any space requirements from the actual course itself, okay? A couple of other things about that. Right now, currently, ARC does not have a screen capture or screen recording capability, right? It will, and they're hoping to have that completely rolled out by the fall. So when you come back in the fall session, that technology should be available, that implementation piece should be there. But right now, it doesn't have that. So literally, you have to either record your video or your content somewhere else and then upload it right to Canvas. So it's kind of the same process that you probably have been going through and doing previously. It's just you're going to use ARC now instead of either Kaltura or YouTube, right, or something else that's like that. And as they continue to add features, the instance of ARC will just become more and more robust. Does that kind of make sense? Do you have any questions before I get in?
When you say publish ARC videos to YouTube?
You can't publish them to YouTube. So before we were telling people to go to YouTube and put your videos on YouTube and then link them back to the class. That way it didn't take up any space in your actual class. Every class is allotted 500 megabytes of actual storage space for files and content, right, and everything else like that. Well, if you're uploading a video that's 140 megabytes, which I've seen, you've just totally, you've really decreased the space requirement for what's left for your class. And that's just one video, right? If you have an 8-week course, you upload a 100 megabyte video every week, you're going to cap your class and you're not going to have anything, you're not going to have any other content in there, but for videos. So it really, it allows us the opportunity to still be able to add this rich experience for your students and also add the video component in. Whereas before, you could do YouTube, right? But you didn't have the analytics. You didn't know who was watching your video, right? You saw like if there was a view, but you don't know anything other than that. If that was in this course or it was a previous course or when that was happening. So this is, all the information is centered around your specific instance of your course right now. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate. Let me kind of drive you through some of this. So if you have been in Canvas recently and you've noticed that there's been some new things that have kind of added to your navigation, this is one of them. So ARC right now is located in two places. First, it's in the global navigation. So you'll see it right here, right? So you got on this guy, it's underneath your inbox or your conversation box. It's this little icon right here that says ARC. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to your personal ARC repository, right? And so as you add classes, you'll see that there's places for different classes and some other things like that, which I'll go through in just a minute. Also, in the actual navigation of your course, you will see an ARC Media library, right? So this is going to replace what was considered My Media, right? Which is what we had for Kaltura. If you ever created a video in there, you know how much fun that system was. And the reason why we're kind of walking away from it. But this is where all of your ARC Media will live per the course, right? So this is globally, and this is per the course. So you can find it two places. Yes, ma'am.
Well, mine still says My Media. It doesn't have that.
If you scroll down, you don't see that? It might be at the very, very bottom.
Oh, this is
She's talking about the
In the actual course?
course that we're in.
Oh, my ARC course? Yes. It's because I haven't given you access yet. I promise, I will. Okay, it's because you haven't interacted with any media yet, so that's why it hasn't given you anything yet. But again, as the instructor on record for your course, you will see this populate right there.
So, Jesse, can we take YouTube videos and put them in your ARC Media library?
a great question. Legally, well, if you created the content, you own the content. So yes, you can download that content, and I can show you how to do that, and then yes, you can upload that. Copywritten material and such, you are not supposed to download from YouTube. However, it follows the same guidelines and rules and restrictions. So if you decide you want to go down that route, I can show you how to do that. But it's basically the same thing. So if you upload something to YouTube, there is a way for you to be able to download that content and then be able to upload it back into ARC. Yes. Yes, I can show you how to do that.
I was using a video that I created in Kaltura before.
Mm-hmm.
Can I still use it?
Yes.
And
Yes.
this summer,
Mhm.
this
We're going to
summer,
roll them all over.
they're going. So once we give ARC the go ahead, they're going to replace the Kaltura URLs with the ARC version of that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to do a big batch of transitioning over, so you don't have to go and transfer any of your files to a different format.
Correct. Correct. That way you're not losing anything, right? Anything that you have created at this point, it all stays, doesn't go anywhere. It will just be transitioned over into the ARC format, and then you'll be able to use it in whatever class and situation with whatever kind of student population that you want. Okay, a couple of things about ARC. So I'm going to access it from my course, but it looks the exact same way if I click on this this global navigation link over here. So you'll see over here that I have a couple of different features. So I've already uploaded a video, and that's because I created a discussion and embedded that, which we're all going to experience here in a moment. But you'll see here that this is my course, right? So it's labeled instructional design. That's the name of the course. So all of the media that I'm going to place in this course, you'll be able to find underneath that category, which is great because if you import course to course, right? So you take this course, and next time you teach it, you import all the content you have from this master right into this course. All of those videos follow. So you don't have to worry about going in and like copying links, right? Making sure that this hasn't changed, making sure that this is the same. All those videos will transfer right over. All of it will stay the same. It stays within that particular course, not section, but for the course in general. Also, you have, if you click on this, you have a number of different things. So as you can see, the courses that I'm a part of, right, my sandbox that I have, campus safety class that I'm creating for campus safety, and then this class that I created today, all three of those classes are listed. So the general section courses that you teach will populate right there as well. So you can bounce around from section to section to see where your videos are, right, where this content is, all of that. Or you can click on this My Collection, and that shows you all the videos that you have that are yours in your entire collection, right? So now I have an option, okay? Let's say as a department, I have some content, but I want to share that with Loretta, okay? I have the ability to do that. So I can come over here, I can grab this video, let's say that I'll do this wildlife one, okay? I can come over here, I can give somebody a link to it, right? I can give them an embed code so they can take that same video and embed it, right? Because it's inside of Canvas, so all that information communicates around. Or I can physically share it with a particular person, okay? Now, if you, and after today you will, if you interact with ARC at all, it automatically generates you an account, right? So there's nothing that you have to do with it. It automatically will associate you with the ARC platform, right? And because you're in Canvas, it all just communicates beautifully. So for example, if, I don't know, right there, so there's Shanae. So if I wanted to share this video with Shanae, all I have to do is start typing in her name. So much like an auto-generated field would be in your email, this does the exact same thing, right? So then all I gotta do is click on that, and now I can set permissions. So just like a Google folder or a document, I can give her what permissions I want her to have for this particular file. So departmentally, if you have a group of videos that you want to share departmentally with your colleagues, you can do that through ARC, right? And now you have a repository of a bunch of videos that you can set up that you can pull from different courses, right? So maybe there's 3 sections of the same course that are taught, and you want the same video in each of the 3 courses, this can now happen that way. Instead of having to like share it with, have somebody download it or have them make their own, or, you can't really do that. It's kind of task heavy. Now you can do that really, really simply just by simply sharing the video with somebody, grabbing it and being able to put it in. Yes, ma'am.
So Sinead gets an email saying you shared that.
Yep.
If you save it.
Yep. So I'll give her the ability she can edit because I trust her and I know where she works. Okay, so now she will get a notification saying this video has been shared with you, right? And now you'll have access. And so where you'll find that is in the collection, there's this shared with me. Now, nobody's nice enough to share something with me yet, but when you do, all that video, all that content will show up right there, right? And now I have the option of being able to put that where I might want it or where I might need it. Okay, really simple, really slick.
So it's a lot.
In a way, yes.
The sharing.
Exactly. They wanted to create something that was really user-friendly, that you didn't feel like you had to read this whole big manual to understand how all this stuff works. Okay.
So just as a follow-up, I did get an email that said, Jesse Buckles has shared this video with you. And then I also, when I went into ARC, I could go look at my shared with me and I can see the video that Jesse just shared with me.
And so when you open the email, does it take you to Canvas?
It shows a little, let me turn on my screen. So it shows me, it says Jesse has shared this video, and then it has a little box. It doesn't, his is black, so it would show the thumbnail.
Yep.
And then it has a button that says take me to this video. And if
And she clicks on
follow that,
it'll take her to, and then ARC is accessible also outside of Canvas, right? So you have like a repository that you can go to as well that lives outside of Canvas. More often than not, you're not going to need that access, but it's the exact same as you would log into Canvas with. So the same login credentials that will go that way will take you there. And I can give you that direct link if you want it, but chances are good you probably won't need that.
So if you want to share a video with someone that's not in you,
Okay.
they can, or you would go outside.
Okay, so that's where it gets a little tricky because they need to have access to our ARC, our instance of ARC. So at that point in time, if you wanted to share something with someone that was outside of NNU, you would need to contact our office and say, can you please, I have this colleague at another university, right, whatever the situation is, we want to collaborate on some information, and so can they have access to this? And then we would generate them an actual account, and it would then allow them to have access that direction, and you can share then that way.
So we shared at Idaho Falls. So because you can do it over the video conferencing, but it's like, so usually a lot of times we'll just share the link with the tech over there, like that side. So as long as they have our Canvas, they have to be
in Canvas.
In Canvas.
In our Canvas.
So as long as
account.
they have access to our Canvas,
Yep.
it should be.
Yes, sir.
It did send me.
Yes, sir. And that's what we're hoping, right? That's what we're trying to do is really streamline that specific process. Instead of having the same video floating out 100 times, you have one video and it's just shared with the people that you need to.
I did notice that when I clicked it, it did take me to the external
site.
instead of inside of Canvas.
Okay. Which is where I figured it would take you. Okay, question.
Yeah, you're talking, if I have this video embedded in my class, I don't have to do this for people in my class to see it. This is just if I want to share it with somebody else.
Correct. Okay.
You can just put that video on a page in your class or as a link in your class, and anyone who's in the class will see it.
Exactly.
That was my assumption.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I did not get treats today. The Rita did that, so the candy that's on the table is all her. So thank you very much, the Rita, for that. Because I was building you a Canvas shell. All right, that's what I was doing. I was building you a Canvas shell. And so I want to kind of explain what this is. So in here, right, the course that you're in with this ARC overview, and I will parse this out a little bit better so that way you have an understanding of where the videos kind of fall within modules and just bigger themes. But this literally is documentation that if you ever forget how to use ARC or what something looks like or where to find something or what is this or how do I find those analytics again or what does that mean, every one of the pieces is covered in one of these pages. Okay? So I didn't get as granular as I wanted to with it before we had to come, but I will, I promise. But you all have access to all of that now. The piece that I want to show you is at the bottom. Okay? So this is kind of how you would use it. This is just a conceptual idea, right, of how you would use it. And through this, I'm going to show you some of the other features that are available in ARC. So what we're going to do is twofold. I'm going to show you, and then you're going to practice, okay, because I'm a really big fan of you putting some boots to the ground, so to speak, right, and kind of getting your feet wet a little bit with some of these new things. So what I would do if I was introducing this and I wanted the students to understand, or if I was just putting this in a module that I already have, right, you would have some sort of overview of what we're about to do. Okay, so this right here is our discussion. Okay, so in the beginning, if you click on that first piece, it's going to take you to this page. So you'll see our ARC discussion. First sentence is really simple. I want you to take a moment. I want you to review this video, and then I want you to basically explain your favorite moment. Now, before, what you would have to do is the student would have to watch the video, and then in a separate discussion, they would have to actually talk about, right, or in some other place, the actual video. Well, what ARC is going to allow you to do is, as you can see, okay, let me kind of make that a little smaller so you can see a little bit more. So as you can see here is there's two things. You have, in the timeline of the video, I placed a comment, okay, that will show up as the video progresses. There's also a threaded discussion that is underneath it. So as you watch a video, or your students watch a video, and they notice or see something in the video that prompts them, they have the ability to leave some sort of a comment, ask a question, right, whatever that is. All of that will then show up down here as a threaded discussion. It'll also show each place in the video where that either a question was asked or a comment was made, right, or whatever that is. So as a professor, you can put a video up and then go in there and throw out pieces of information, right, linking back to either the content in your course, a deeper a trail that you want students to go down, whatever that might be, right? You can really help them to be engaged. And then they can respond to either maybe a question that you asked, or if a student asked a question, add commentary to that. You as a professor can do the exact same thing, right? So take a moment. If you're all there, hit play on the video. Okay, you might want to turn the sound off. It's a wildlife video, so it's not like something super awesome. But just take a minute, right, and then watch the video for a second, and then when you're ready, throw in a comment. I want you to notice what happens. So it's in modules. It's the very last module. Yep, and it's the first one. It says ARC discussion. So you click on that, it'll take you to this page. And then go ahead and click play. And as you see something, if you notice something, just go ahead and type something in the comment section.
Yeah, so
Yep. So yeah, so hit play on the video as the video is rolling, right? If you see a comment, you don't even have to stop. All you have to do is just hit this where it says add your 2 cents. So you just click in there and start typing, right? Oh, I love this. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, what beautiful music. And you'll notice that the video stops. Okay? So the video is actually going to stop. So you as a user don't have to stop the video and then add your comment. When you start typing, it automatically stops. Then you just, when you want to start it again, just click play. And it'll continue.
Say it again. I'm trying to do this, so let's do this.
No, you're fine. Okay, so as you're watching the video, let's say that there's something that happens in the video and it means something to you or drums up a question or you have a comment. All you have to do is right here in this where it says add your 2 cents, this comment bar, you just start typing in there.
And the little link will show up there.
It will, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Okay, so notice, in my 30-second video, we have all of these comments, right? You can see them. They're denoted right here by these cool little circles. Right. Right. I, as the professor now, can see all of the conversation. You can't see it in the discussion below?
No.
Yeah. Yes. Then it'll show up. Jeff, yeah. I love it.
Right.
Seriously.
And I liked it, like it shows you every place that
Yes.
in the
Yep. Okay, so now you've got, right, so now you've got all of this commentary that is there. So either as a student you can go in and you can add something, or you can reply right there in line if you want to. As a professor, you'll notice too that over here you've got a couple of different pieces. So I know the person who commented, I know what time, right, of the day they commented, and I also know right here in the video at what time in the video they commented. So if I ever want to see what that looks like, I just click on this little button right here, and it will actually take me to that section of the video where that person placed a comment. Right? And it's like, oh, Amy said, is that a groundhog? Now I can address a misconception and say, no, it's not a groundhog, right? But do you see what I'm saying? So now as a professor, you have the ability, when you put something in your course, to actually really make it engaging, kind of questions, comments, concerns, anything that come up that a student might have as they're watching that particular video. Really instantly almost when it is that question comes up for them. Okay, something else that you kind of see over here. I have, as a professor, the ability to delete any commentary in the video that I feel needs to not be there. Right, so this gives you the ability that if a comment's made in the video that might be inappropriate, right, whatever, however it is that you feel it needs to be deleted, you have the ability to delete that right there. Okay? Also, just like in a threaded discussion in Canvas, you have the ability to edit a response. So students have the ability to edit a question or response that they have. You have the ability to do the exact same. Okay? Also, if you want, you can toggle off the comment feature. So now with this up on the top right here, so you have the play button, you have the time, right? I have my volume control. This guy right here is your playback speed. So I can either make it go faster or I can make it go slower, right? So I can go half speed if I want to. The great thing about what ARC has done with that is they haven't lessened the sound quality, right? Have you ever done that where you've sped up a video before and it sounds like the chipmunks are now playing? Right? It doesn't do that on here. It actually, they keep the audio quality intact of the video as best as they can. So even if you listen to it half speed, it's still, they try to keep it sounding as natural as possible. Closed captions are here. They will eventually have the ability to caption your own videos. But for now, if you want captions, you have to upload that kind of caption file, which I have a great workaround for doing that. We use YouTube for it, and it's brilliant and beautiful. And it's like 2 steps. And then over here, I can toggle my comments off and on. So if I click on that, it'll actually turn the comments on so I can see them in the timeline. And if that's overwhelming and I don't want to see that because there's lots of comments, I can actually toggle that off, and it'll turn the notifications on the timeline off. The comments, however, are still listed below, right? And I can, if I want to, see them, go find them, all that stuff. Yes, ma'am.
If I were to create something like this and embed it in a module, could I post discussion questions with the video?
Sure.
How would I do
I will show you. I will show you. That's coming in a minute.
that? All right, sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. No, you're totally good. No, it's awesome. Great question. Yeah.
I've done this in a class, and I want to use it again in another class.
Mhm.
So I need to put their video with no comments on it in my master, right? So that when I import from my master, it goes into that's how I would do it. I wouldn't reuse this one.
Correct.
It's not gonna-
Well, and so here's one of the cool things that ARC does is that it realizes that you have that master video, and when you place it in a course, it becomes part of that course. So now, when a new section is created, that's a new instance of that video.
So would it be wise to do the original master still?
It will. It'll always be like there'll always be a new version of that particular video. So it won't ever reuse that same video with all of those old comments.
But you can,
Yes.
if you say, oh, I really like this discussion and I want to use it for another class with the comments,
Yes.
you can say, I want it to come in with the comments to say, students, here's an example of how you engage with this.
This is what it's going to look like.
This is what it's going to look
yeah,
like,
this is
and
what's
this
gonna
is
look
how it's done well.
Yes. And then again, I have the ability to change my quality of my video, and then I can make it full screen or regular screen, right, depending on whatever your students want to do. Okay, some cool features in right below it, right? So, okay, we have the comments, so you kind of understand how that threaded discussion works, similar to a regular discussion that you've done in your class. The details page here, I have the ability to edit my details, so I can list a description, right? I can put some information about the video if I want to. I can do some things here. This is the really cool piece. So here is my Insight tab. Now, this tells me all of the people.
We don't see that right now because we're not teachers.
Correct. Correct. And it's because and this is my video. So this is why, because I own this one. So when you put it in on your course, you'll own that video, and then you'll be able to see all of this. So as a professor, I can see, right, all of my engagement. But let's say I want to look specifically and see who's really taking a look or who's really doing something. So I'm going to look at Mr. Lyman. And I'm going to see, okay, so Jeff watched the whole 30 seconds, right? He was engaged the entire time. Awesome. Good job, Jeff. Okay, Shanae, not so much. Right? Now let's say Shanae watched the first bit of the video and then decided, I'm good, right? It will show up here. And you will be able to see exactly how much of the video it is that she's watched. Okay, she'll not see.
Well, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch the whole
I don't
thing?
think so. It's all yours.
Okay.
Just click on me again.
That hasn't registered. Didn't pick it up yet. Okay, but now, for example, here's me, right? So you see what I'm talking about. Here's my little section of the video that I've actually watched this part of the video. I've watched the whole thing, but just for this portion, that's all I watched. So you'll see here, right, that it just tells me how much of the video that student watched. Something else that's really cool that's coming is the ability to embed quizzes inside of the video. Okay, so that's coming, where you'll actually be able to include an assessment in the video as the students are going through, and then it'll stop them periodically, it'll ask them a question, they will then be able to answer that question, and then it'll either let them move on or it'll take them back into the video to the information where they may have missed so that they can then get that question right? And then all that information populates right into your gradebook, which is really beautiful. So that's kind of the insight piece, right, into what that looks like. And at any time, I can click on anybody that I want to, right, and it will show me how much of the video it is that they've watched.
So you said that, the quizzes could go right into the grade book.
Yes.
What about the discussion? There's no speed grade or.
Not for this particular piece. As far as inside of this part of the discussion, I can build a discussion, right, that has that functionality built in. This was just a content page that I built. So if you want something like that, then we have to actually build it in a discussion in order for them to get the graded functionality. Does that make sense?
So they don't interact. You have to do both in the same. So you have them do this and have that also go right into.
Not at this moment. Not at this moment. When the grading feature is available, like with the quizzes and all of those analytics are available, that feature should be able to be embedded as well because it's part of that. But they don't have that built in yet. So
Jesse, you embedded this video
On
in this
page.
whole thing on a page.
yes,
Can you right now embed that in a discussion?
yes. So if I'll show you. Okay, so in here, you would then go in, right, and I would create my discussion. Okay, so here's my discussion template. We're going to edit it. I'm going to come over here. So in my rich content editor, if I want to import an ARC video, it's in the rich content editor and the little drop down, little down arrow, right? And you'll see, so here's Kaltura, here's YouTube, and here's my ARC videos. If I click on this, it brings me to that same kind of collection page, right, that I had before, where I have the ability, I can scroll between, right, my collection, something that was available that I uploaded just for this course, right? However, whatever it is I want to do. So here, Josh, is where you can grab that same video. So here's my wildlife video that I just had. Okay, and now I can come in here, right? I can add the replies. I can, do whatever I want to do. I can add my grading feature to it.
So they're still able to comment during the video, just the way you showed before, but it goes into the discussion.
Yes.
The comments go into the discussion? Or
The comments stay in the video. So there's no parallel that come from the video and in the actual threaded discussion. They're going to be two separate things. Does that make sense? Okay. So here's the video that you all just commented on, right? I just grabbed it and added it into my discussion. Okay, and so you'll see there's two portions of discussion. There's the discussion that's attached to the video, right? And then there would be an actual threaded discussion that would be below that, right? That maybe you're having students synthesize the answers, right? Or you're having them synthesize an overview, right? What have you learned from this discussion? What are the three main points that you see, we're here from our discussion about this video? So I grabbed the video that we already used, right? All of the material and content is there, and now I can have the students do something else with it.
Or you can
Just-
turn off the
Yes.
discussion
Yes,
in the settings, so there's not two areas of
yes,
discussion, and then
For
this
sure.
would flow right into your grade.
for sure. Yes, for sure.
Will you show, when you go back and edit and when importing, how to turn off those comments?
Yep. Okay. So there's that. Okay, we're gonna back up just a second.
Let's do the same thing.
Yep. Okay. So let's make another one. Okay, so same understanding, right, that we were doing before. I'm creating a discussion using that video. And so we're going to edit. I'm going to go into the rich content editor. I'm going to grab oops, sorry, wrong button. I'm going to grab my video. Okay, I'm going to go down and I'm going to look at the exact same video. So great question. Okay, so now you'll see that I'm on the video. You'll notice when I roll over the video, this cool little bubble pops up, right up in the upper right-hand corner. This is the comment on off. This is the toggle for either allowing comments for the video or turning off. So discussion or no discussion for the video. So let's say in this particular instance, I don't want a discussion. I just want the video. So I can actually then click that. Now you'll see that there are no comments that are associated with that video. I can then grab it. It'll import it in. I can now add, like Josh was saying, I can now add my rules and structure for my actual discussion that I want. So I can allow my threads, right? I can go in and have it graded. Users must post before they can actually see it. I'll make it available, today. And so now when we save that, you'll see that there's the video. Okay, so here's the video. You'll see that there are none of those comments that were there just a second ago. Those don't exist. And now a student can watch, and now they can comment normally like they normally would in a threaded discussion that you would have just in any kind of regular discussion we've had so far. Yes, ma'am.
Carol's using content that's from a third party.
Not yet. No.
This only works stuff.
With media that you upload into ARC.
You can probably download a clip and upload it to ARC.
Yes, and then that works. Yes.
Copyright.
So you'd have to follow whatever that is. There is something specific, and don't quote me on it because I'm not a copyright guru. But there's something about it's just so much of a particular video, whether it's like a percentage. It's just like a book. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Right.
So did you answer Kathy's questions of how to put up a discussion question?
So we did it two different ways. We added it with the comments in the video, and then we added it without the comments in the video. And so now there's a third way, right? So there's a third way that we can kind of use ARC in a way to help facilitate this type of understanding, and it's more from the student perspective. So in the module, right, we worked on the first one. So if you go below that to that second page, you now have this ARC video assignment. So go ahead and click on that. And so as a student, this is kind of what you would have a student work on or work through to be able to utilize ARC as it stands at the moment. So I created for you a Google Drive folder that has some content that's in it already. So you didn't have to create your own videos, right, or do anything else like that. However, if you want students to do that, they would have to. So they'd have to use some media that's going to allow them to record, right? If they're using Apple, like QuickTime or something like that, something with some webcam software, Windows, I think Movie Maker allows you to record using webcam, Camtasia, right? There's all kinds of different systems that are out there that allow you to record, but students would have to be able to do that. They can also, again, they could use their cell phone if they wanted to, right? Take that file. If they had the Canvas app, they could upload it that direction and go that way. So all kinds of different tools that they could use. But I want you to kind of feel what that feels like a little bit. So the first thing you do is really simple. You're going to click on this link. It's going to open up this Google folder for you. And in this folder, you'll see here there are 5 different videos. You can pick whichever video you want. They're all like nature scenes. This was the theme today, right? It was nature. I tried to find some cool Valentine's Day ones, but they were like really long and some of them were inappropriate. So I was like, no, we're just gonna stick with nature, right? Like a bubbling, rattling stream is just beautiful. So we'll take that. Reminds me of spring, which I cannot wait to come. So you can grab whichever one you want. You're just gonna download that, right? So if you click on it, you'll see, again, kind of what it looks like. Yep. So in the module, the second thing is the ARC video assignment, right? So when you click on that, the very first thing is, this is the link you need. If you click on that link, it'll take you, and then you have directions, right? So I want you to follow the directions. You're going to use the video that you select and download for the next part. And so going to the next section is the actual video discussion. So this is where I want you to go in, and I want you, see, like Jeff has already done because he's thinking ahead. So Jeff went and found a video, right? And now he, I love it. He screen captured what it was we were talking about. So he went a step ahead of us. But this is what he did. So his reply to the discussion was when he went and replied, it opens up your rich content editor, right? He went to ARC, he grabbed his media, and he inserted that into the actual discussion. So now students can respond in kind with a video. So let's say you're doing introductions and you want the students to introduce themselves. Instead of them typing out 3 paragraphs about who they are and what they like and don't like and this and that, they can now create a short video, right, about themselves. And now you've got a name and a face, right? And we're building community, because in an online world, we miss names and faces. There's a disconnect that's there. So this is great, even for your face-to-face kids. It's awesome for them to have those students to have another avenue in which to connect with those people. So they can then post a video. People can respond, right? Either in the video itself or in the comment section below the video. So it gives you, again, all of the tools that you have in a regular ARC video, okay? And the person that uploads that media has the option of either enabling or disabling the comments that come across. So if the student doesn't want embedded comments in their video, they can turn it off. And then they'll just have the replies, right? So either way, you get to see how all of this looks and what all of this does, okay? Now, I know there's a burning question. You're like, oh, grades. How do I grade that? What does that look like when I'm grading it? I know, because I would ask the same question.
I'm still trying to.
Nope, I need to go back and grade it.
It's like,
I need to go back and grade it. Hold on. There should have been one. All right, let me go back. I apologize. That was me.
I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now it's okay. Now we should be able to see this cool piece in my gradebook. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a couple already. So I'm going to look in SpeedGrader, and now in SpeedGrader I have my video. So here's the really great piece. I don't have to go through the discussion to find the videos and do all that stuff. I can go just to SpeedGrader and I can see the video, right? And everything that's right here. So Lynn doesn't have comments that are on her video. Okay, and you'll see that Jeff does. So no matter what the student does, if they have inline comments in the video or they turn the comments off, in SpeedGrader, I can see all of it, right? So I can see the video, I can watch the video if I wanted to from here. I can see the comments that have been left in the video. I can do all of that right from here. So just like you would in a regular discussion, you can see all of that.
Is that now saved in your ARC too? So you can use that video in your next class. Access it later. Close to research videos.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes.
Did Jeff London do, is that screen capture?
Yeah.
Did he create a video for that, or did he just upload it? Yeah.
No, I'm assuming, because Jeff's in his office right now watching from afar. I'm assuming he just used like Screencast-O-Matic or whatever it was that he was using, Jing maybe. I would assume it was Jing.
Yeah, so not within Arc.
Right, not within Arc. Because Arc doesn't have that functionality yet. They're working on it.
So he didn't follow the directions.
He did not follow the directions.
He didn't go to that folder we shared.
Okay. But so again, here's the really great piece is I can watch the video and I don't, as a professor, have to leave comments in the video. I can leave my comments over here in the assignment portion, right? So I can go through, I can watch, I can see how the student responded to other students, right? Maybe that was part of my assessment, right? All of these different things here. If I have a rubric that was associated with this particular assignment, that rubric shows up in SpeedGrader just like it normally would, and I can grade just like that as well, right? So now I have the ability to bring in all of this really rich content. So as a student in the class, follow the directions, grab your video, download it to the computer, right? Go in, reply to the post, upload your video into Arc, okay? Attach it, and then go ahead and submit that. And then try to go in and see somebody else's video that has already replied, and either leave a comment on their video or a general comment in an actual like reply, like a thread, like a discussion. Okay. That's a great question. Yep. So then you just come.
Oh.
So you're not going to have any video. It'll upload it, and then it will process it, and then you'll be ready to grab it and submit. So the other thing in the Arc, like when you're uploading video or media into Arc, you can drop and drag if you want to as well. However, I have had some issues with that working the way that it should. So it may not be your go-to, but you can do that, right? So you can drop and drag stuff over, which is awesome if a student is working off like a mobile device, or like an iPad or something else like that, and they have content that they're kind of working with or something they want to do, they can drop and drag things like that. It makes things, especially in that touch world, that touchscreen world, really, really easy. Or easier. Let me use that term, easier.
Would you say you?
Why is the start of discussion thing show up?
Okay, because there's no comments that's there, and you didn't opt to turn the comments off on the video. So the video itself has a comment section that's built in. And so that's what that is. Yes. So that happens when you share it in the discussion. Yes, so when you're with yes. So when you're in that window. Yep, so we go to okay, and roll the so
That's where that little box section is. So,
oh, that's so frustrating.
So what is
I think what they have to student machines, there's a setting that's on it that's funny. That it for a reason close that function right there. So you got to log out and then log back in. Or close out of that and then try to go back in.
So Jim,
Yes, sir.
5.
Oh, yeah, you already did twice. So you already did that.
So you're good. You just-
Okay, oh, okay, so you,
But I never had the video.
yeah, so,
Right.
Oh, okay.
So the video does is it looks like and what it does is it's easy, but it won't actually show you.
So, but I don't want to comment here, right?
Right, because that's the comments for the actual video. So then you realize what you. So this is where.
you were already passed.
You would want to make sure the students turn on the video. All kinds of different things.
But you practiced. Yeah.
Yeah, it even happens. You said some grace.
So now, so there's having here, an art video is coming, so that would be where we would go to get all of the instructions.
Yes, ma'am. In the event, yes, ma'am. In the event that, again, you're not going to retain everything that we did today. Correct. Right. And that's why we built that, built the whole course for that, so that you have the ability to go in and exactly. It'll walk you step by step through it. Yep.
So then the recording.
Now I go home and do
So that's your third party. So that's where, however you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
With that. In the near future, that will be.
Yes.
That screencast and why we can. Component that they're
You are so
talking
welcome.
about.
Please let me know if you have any questions, okay?
We could like do our, write your intro video right there.
Yes, sir.
So, there'll be a little conversation. You got 22 people in the class, and those are just, you put down a list and click on that to find out what's in it.
Yes, that's what I would do. Yeah, so that's a great question. So in the event that you have a large class, right, because none of us have like 6 students in our class, that would be tragic. If you, so if you have a class, a large class, and you have a video, and there's obviously lots of students that are commenting in the video, that is exactly what I would do. I would look at the comment thread and then go to, again, there's that spot on there with inside the video where there's that number, that time that they posted that question or comment. Go there, and that'll take you out. Because you will, after that point, you'll have students commenting on top of others' comments or other students, which is kind of awesome to watch the video then, because then you've got this, and it's like you're watching this, but you have a discussion, right? That's kind of happening over here on the side. So again, it can be a really organic thing that kind of transpires in that video, or if it becomes too much, right? You as the curator have the option to then remove that commenting feature on the videos, right? So if you know that it's becoming more of a hazard than it is helping, right? Then you have the ability to do that. So this just, it gives you as the professor the flexibility to bring the content to your students however it is that you see fit, right? Maybe in the beginning it's comments in the videos, maybe it's not over here, right? Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. So it really just gives you that ability to kind of mix and match and play how you want and or need to get that content to your students. So another thing too that's really great is I put in here the supported video types, right? So when you're making your videos, sometimes you don't always know if the file type is going to be supported in ARC. I have a whole list right here of video types that are supported. So in the event that you're creating something and you want to know, does my file type fit? Basically, they pretty much use anything. So this is, they can use Flash videos, right? Which again, Jing and TechSmith, a lot of those will export out to Flash, right? So ARC, well, you could upload that and ARC can use that. Again, your Windows Media, your MP4s, your AVIs, right? So MPEGs, it really uses any kind of format for the most part that you want or need to be able to upload. You can do that into ARC, and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. So this is, you can upload your screencasts, right? You can upload your annotated PowerPoint files, right? You can upload all of that stuff. So the other beautiful thing about ARC is that there's no size or file restrictions, right? We don't have a specific amount of space that we have to stay within, right? We don't have just a terabyte of space for the university. We have unlimited space at the moment. So it's really, really a great thing. So you can go upload those annotated PowerPoint files, right? That are 140 megabytes a piece. You can do that now instead of uploading those to your class, right? You can upload those to ARC, and now they're there. And now you don't have to, like I said, now you're not using the space requirements of your class site. You're using ARC to house all that.
The one thing that ARC said is more than likely they said ARC will be fine. 10 gigs, I think, is
10 gigs is the max
video that you can upload. But they said if you're having issues, it's probably your internet connection. So make sure that whatever internet connection you have is a stable one.
Pretty solid.
Because that's a lot of data.
Now, 10 gigs of video, right? We're talking hours and hours of high quality video that you have just like basically let run. Okay, so if you're doing like in that instance, it's like a lecture capture situation, right? Where you've literally set the camera in the back of the room, right? Recorded that lecture. Now we're talking about gigabytes of video at that point for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours of time. Those are going to be those files. What's that?
And hours.
So the way,
Yeah.
So the way that the guys this morning when we were talking to them explained it was that even at like 2 or 3 gigs, you're probably looking at, depending on internet connection and speed, probably about 30 minutes or so to upload something like that. I mean, the 5 files that I uploaded to that Google Drive folder were about 115 megabytes a piece, and they took seconds while I was here. So downloading took a little bit longer, but uploading was not, it wasn't a problem at all.
Faster at school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unless we're
And
getting
again,
Google
if you're
Fiber
hardwired.
here in the valley, in the near future, which I will try to plug that all day. Right.
Yeah.
Please, can we move that up? Right. The Treasure Valley is like the #1 spot in the nation, right, to move to, right? That was it, #1, something like that, like best place to live. Come on. That's right. Not those big urban centers. Come on. Salt Lake has it, so that's close. Right? So they just move up the pipe a little bit. Come to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was, again, kind of down and dirty and a lot of information, but I appreciate your work. If you have questions, you can, again, visit any of the pages on the site, and hopefully there's answers to your questions there. If not, please don't hesitate to stop by, shoot me an email, right? And then we will just keep you informed as things progress, as they get new features, as this kind of evolves and we evolve with it. We'll just keep you informed of those things and as they change. We're on the product beta list, so we will help them develop some of their newer tools as they come online. So just be aware that, again, some things that we get may not function 100%, but we're going to tell them why they don't, and then we'll make it better. So thank you, guys. I appreciate your time so much. If you have any other questions, you're free to go. We will stick around and answer questions if you have them. Thank you so much. Make sure you log out of your student machine. So if you're done, make sure you log out, so that way when a student comes back and they don't log in as you, that would be tracked. So thanks, guys, so much.
Yeah.
I did that one time. I had a screen. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah, Justin will do that right now. Or I guess I can do that in a minute too.
Screencast-O-Matic is really, really nice, and it's really simple to use. You can use the annotated feature inside PowerPoint. It just makes a really big file, whereas the Screencast-O-Matic lets you do like the screen recording, right? And so you do that. It lets you make a window over the slides, and you just kind of click through them, you talk over it, and basically does that same thing. And the files aren't super huge, and it's again really easy to use, and it's free.
Okay.
So that's my recommendation. Yeah, screen. It's called Screencast-O-Matic.
Okay.
Yeah, so the struggle does, there's a right now. Yeah, I mean,
There you go.
Like this.
Thanks everybody for watching online. Appreciate you guys very much. Please let me know if you have any questions.